Hello again, students. Mr. Settles here. I want to take a little bit of time and show you how the if-else control structure in Robot C can be used to create a branch in your program. You'll want to think about this control structure very carefully and use it in those situations where you want either one or the other of two items to occur. That's how I have this program set up right here, and depending on what I select, only one or the other of those will run in this program. What I've got set up at this point, if we actually take a look at our pseudocode, I'll try to make this a little smaller for us so we can see a bit more of what's going on there. In this particular program, if the limit switch is pressed when the program begins, then this will cause the claw motor to open and then close. If the limit switch is not pressed, that routes us to the else portion of the program, which is going to let the right motor run for a couple of seconds there so we can see what's going on with it. And that's what I'm terming as being the normal circumstance in this case. I generally think of my if statement as being what's going to happen when I have some kind of special circumstance in my program. So we're going to run through this. Let me run on down through here, and you can see under task main, inside the curly brace there, we've got if set up. It's looking for the sensor value on the limit switch to be equal to 1, which means it's pressed. And if that occurs, you can see I'm calling for the claw motor to operate. Otherwise, if that limit switch is not pressed, it will pass to the else portion of the program, and then that is going to run the right motor for 4 seconds and the program will stop. So I'm going to go ahead at this point and download this to the robot. I'm running this on a test bed, and I will then start the program, and it gives me access there. Bring that back in where you can see that little debug window a little bit better there. But if I start and the limit switch is not pressed, you see it's running the right motor, and then when it gets finished with the 4 seconds and then stops the right motor, the program ends at that point. Now let's do this again, but this time I'm going to hold the finger on my limit switch in and start. And you can see at that point that it's actually running the claw motor, and the right motor never turns on. So depending on what I have selected, when I choose to start the program, it will determine which branch of the program to go through, either the if statement or the else statement. It will not do both of those. I'm going to show you again with the limit switch pressed. So if else is a really good way to have Robot C look at your situation and then have you be able to decide between two circumstances of which one you wish to perform. Hope this works well for you, and of course always be sure that you compile your program, you have no red or yellow X's before you try it, but see if you can use if else in one of your programs to create a branch.